Hello, hello, hello. Sorry about that. We had some technical issues on our side. It should all be fixed. We're back. We've only missed 2 rounds, and in that time, LDLC have taken the lead down 5-3. They're going to continue a bit of damage wherever possible. So on Cope, there's that quick kill onto Lambert to get things underway. And with the follow-up damage being committed, it's going to throw us and thrust us into a bit of a take towards this site. Lunatic with just a measly 1 HP. It's going to be awaiting the full push with Swanko's taking a bit of damage as well. Such a low amount of HP on these packed players. However, they still survive, and that's key here because for LDLC, there's still a man down. They've got to make up for it with this hit towards this site, and they continue to land. Unable to bear a kill though. For Manise, there's another advantage. 2-man advantage now with Chaos falling. On the flip side, we see a bit more aggression looking to shut down these members, and well, for Lunatic, let's see what he can hope to do in response now. Manise getting a bit more aggressive as he pushes his way forward, trying to hold firm. But with that, it's a quick little kill either way. Followed through with what will be Maka and Sixer. Last 2 members are standing. Manise good for 1. Follow-up damage going through to Sixer. Sixer in a 1 versus 3. And as he continues to move his way forward, Lunatic will quickly shut him down. And just like that, we'll see a brief little opening, which LDLC will look to capitalise.
And we're kind of looking down to that third and final map of Nuke to dictate this series. LDLC seems to have turned it around quite nicely, 5-4. This is a good start. Darko getting aggressive around these smokes. PACT, they were able to find themselves 1, but oh my goodness, Darko, that's a shame. Trying to hug that left wall. As soon as you get flashed, it becomes very difficult to do anything. And it's always that question of, do you hold mouse 1 and spray? Had he have done so, he would have found the kill. Perhaps you'd have given away his position, though. Never really know in those scenarios. Minute 15 on this clock. And whilst the spam was able to do a lot of damage and get Hadji low, it's still a man advantage here for LDLC.
It's a quick rush towards side in which Mac is able to shut down Manise to get things underway. On the flip side, Kelsey pushes his way forward. A beautiful shot to Lunatic there. And then back and forth ends in an absolute slaughter onto PACT there. LDLC, they recover beautifully with a 6th round for themselves. And at 6-4, they force PACT into a really tough position as they now lead what is going in what will be a very convincing T side. I think 6-7 rounds on the T side of Vertigo is more than enough, but well, they seem to have entered that degree of comfort already.
Yeah, I mean, that round was bizarre. PACT, they were doing damage. They were doing a hell of a lot of damage, but every time they did damage, they seemed to lose a man. And at the start, you say, okay, yeah, kind of an effective 4-on-4, and then as they continued to find kills, you realise that they're losing equity quite quickly in the round. Lambert running right the way. Darko not suspecting at all that they could even be up ramp. Lunatic does find himself 1 back. This could be his opportunity to save an AK on that CT side, but he's not going to seize it.
So Wonka, the last man left standing, Deagle in hand. I don't think he's got much of a chance here, so he is just going to back away and cling to that Deagle, maybe even try and find the weapon of Lambert's. Now, something that you might want to find a bit interesting, Josh, is that LDLC, guess how good their kind of CT side is on a scale of, well, I guess 1 to good.
Is it good?
It's pretty damn bad, Josh. LDLC, they have an awful CT side. As in, they heavily rely on their T side to the extent where 10-11 rounds is actually where they end up almost level pegging. So, actually, for PACT, if they can really just mitigate the damage here, they're in a really strong spot. Because LDLC, to say they rely on their T side is an understatement. Like, I think it's only a 36% win rate on their CT side, so they really do struggle, and the fact that could be something they might look to capitalise on these next couple of rounds.
Well, nice no scope there from Lunatic, but he is instantly traded. Maka down to 5 points of health, and you say that PACT, they need to try and negate that. This is going to be the key round to do so. If they lose this one, LDLC, they'll be on to 9. And they'll have a shot at 10 or 11. If PACT can win it, then, well, we go 7-5. Both teams have got money. It's them really anybody's half for the taking. As Hadji, still on this angle, wants to take a duel, but needs to be very careful. He's one of the only members that has still got a fair amount of health to his name. And where is Maka with this AWP?
he's being a bit passive for now, isn't he? The flash actually fully blinds Haji there. And, well, that's just almost heartbreaking. That could have been the equalizer, at least in man count. Chaos, he'll continue shifting his way forward. He's got Sobald, I think, as the initial point of contact towards this site. And, well, for PACT, they've got a 3-man commitment, at least in position to rotate quickly. Their way forward, there's the first man to fall. Sobald taken down, Darko now on the close angle. Rank makes a bit of noise, lines up both members now, leaving it all on Maka. And in a 1v3, he should be quickly executed. Flash goes down. Oh, that's a shot. As Darko falls, he'll continue his way of aggression, and no scope onto Swanko makes this very doable now. Manisa last left standing, and Maka lands the shot. That's a beautiful 1 versus 3, and for LDLC, that'll be a very convincing 8th round. A wonderful round from Maka there. As only 5 HP, he annihilates PACT.
What the hell is that? 5 HP throughout the entirety of that clutch, and he uses that up like it's a shotgun. 1 bullet on his mouse. One finger on his mouse, I should say. And LDLC, they're on to 8. Look at that. Look at those LOOT.BET odds really, really shaping up in their favor now. This is their opponent's pick, and they are giving them a school lesson. PACT right now, no real money behind them. We will see them go for a little bit of a half buy here, knowing that they will have cash to go into the next with. Look at that. That's unreal.
That is. I just lost for words. That was an incredible round from LDLC there, and, well, an incredible round from Maka, who just rises above and beyond, and he delivers for PACT, or for LDLC against PACT, who right now, as you mentioned, half buy comes out. The reality is they're still struggling to make it 5, and the momentum LDLC must have gained off the back of that is going to help them tenfold.
It really will, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure whose pause this was. I don't think we got to see whose pause this actually was, but whoever's it is, regardless, it gives LDLC a little bit of time to cool off. You know that whenever there's a big play like that, even if it's not in a super important part of the game, even when it's not in some crazy swing round, when there's a big round like that, a big clutch, the team speak, it erupts. Everybody's happy, everybody's cheering. Maybe you need a few seconds just to kind of reset and say, okay, get our heads back in the game. Let's focus up again. We're not in the clear just yet. A couple of nice trades early, but to be honest, given the investment that PACT have put into this, they're looking for a fair few kills here to make it worthwhile.
Well, as Manish shuts down the first member, that's Maka's there to trade, and for Sixer to cement it, all on Swanko, the last man left standing, and again, a bit of damage done, sure it helps, but we're at the stage now where LDLC, they're happy to trade economic damage for rounds consistently, and, well, they've got the money to back it up. Lambert finishes the job, that's 9 for LDLC, as they continue to just almost snowball their way forward. They force PACT into a really tough spot in which they go for a buy, but on round 14, this will be their last buy of the half, and if this fails, then they're out of options.
Exactly, yeah. They win it, it goes 9-6. It's not a terrible half at all. It's definitely nothing to brag about, but given the fact that LDLC are so much stronger on their T side, to take 6, yeah, it's not too bad. You can definitely shrug that one off. If you lose this round, it goes 11-4. And that's never a good half. That's on any map, in any scenario. Only taking 4 rounds on the CT side of your own map pick. Definitely not something to be happy with. LDLC on the other side of things, they've got absolutely tons of money. You actually see Maka just below 16k. Everybody else with lots to work with too. I think Maka will probably drop one over to Lambert just to make sure that he can afford everything he wants. There we go. Full investment going into what is the second to last round of this half. And PACT, this is a very important one for them to win, as you said before.
You're absolutely right, and to get things underway, it's going to be down to LDLC to go for a bit of early control over towards the position on a round. Bring out a few shots here or there. Haji ready for the initial member, and that's a brave peek by Darko there to cross over the top of that smoke. By some miracle, he's able to survive, but not by much, and with only 20 HP left, he almost feels like he gave that HP away almost needlessly, as Lambert, he's going to continue some aggression here, and he's actually just going to go for the timing attack. He spots out the Orber, he hears a few shots go out either way, good for one, traded out, and, well, for the rest of LDLC, his team were a bit slow to support him, but I feel like damage has been done, especially with Chaos finding that initial kill. But look to double down. It's very messy, and Lunatic is able to survive through that. And for now, it's only a one-man of disadvantage. Darko shut down by Sixer should make this look a bit more one-sided, especially with Sixer doubling down. And for Swangco in a 1v4, I think he's got to pray he can save this M4, and more importantly, pray he can use it in this next round.
Wow, this is starting to go horribly wrong for PACT. We saw them get off to a 3-0 start. I was commending them. I was saying, wow, yeah, they're looking really good here. These opening rounds have been super convincing. That has not been the case since. We are really staring down the barrel of an 11-4 half right now, at the very least, 10-5. And I'm interested to see what PACT will be able to buy into the next round. I do think they'll have this max loss bonus, so there's definitely a chance we'll see some FAMASs, some SMGs. It'll be a decent buy, one that they could have a chance in, but definitely not that full investment that they're looking for.
You're absolutely right. And 11-4, this is looking really, really one-sided. And for PACT, bear in mind this is their map pick. They struggle a lot on Dust 2, and to see the main AWPer of Maka just popping off right now, it's even scarier for PACT because Dust 2 is a map where AWPs just reign supreme. And for PACT, I haven't really seen a response from them.
Yeah, absolutely not. As we see that comparison, I'm not sure if it's too much of a fair comparison, as Lunatic not often the man that picks up that AWP, but we see it nonetheless. He's the man that's putting up the numbers here so far for PACT. This time round, Darko, he's the one looking for the early aggression, and as the AWP shot doesn't connect, the Deagles certainly do. Hadji creeping up, aware of Sobo on the sandbags on the off angle, and it will be a 2, now 3-man advantage. Make it 4. They're slicing through this like it's butter. And Suonko left once again on his lonesome, just with that M4, and he's one-tapped out of the server. There was very little B presence there throughout that entire half, and it meant that the B players, they just weren't allowed any action.
You're absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, on the topic of like warm butter etiquettes, if you want to slice through butter kind of easily, do you warm the butter or do you warm the knife?
You warm the knife, otherwise the butter just kind of like melts, doesn't it? You get like a hot knife and you cut through butter and it's like super easy. I mean, it's easy enough to just cut through butter anyway. But if you warm the butter, then I don't know what happens. Turns into a puddle.
I think I'm doing it wrong.
Depends. It depends how much you warm it, I suppose.
I mean, just slap it in the microwave for a few seconds. Only a few seconds. You don't want to overdo that. No, yeah, I like that little graphic got there just to tell us it's a pistol round. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is cool.
Lots
of people, they don't do it anymore, but like in the old days, or like old-fashioned people will take their butter out in the morning and have it like out on the side all day so that it softens, and then you put it back in the fridge. Where would they just eat the butter?
Yeah, I will come down and see their head in it. For Darko, that's going to be a little trade as Chaos finds the initial kill. LDLC, and a bit of a retake here as Darko shows his presence, pushing forward towards E-Box. Need to remember as well, LDLC, with a really, really kind of tough CT side, they need to try and open up with this pistol round as Darko gets aggressive, shifts forward, there's the kill to Lambert, doubles down onto Hadji. I'll try and make it 3. Sixer finishes the job, but Swonko's there to get the next set in the Massa. Maka good for 1 before Lunatic trades him out. Now for PACT, that'll be a 5th, and what you need to remember, Josh, is that you cannot rule PACT out of this.
Yeah, absolutely not. As you say, especially with LDLC having a significantly weaker CT side, there's a chance that PACT could get the ball rolling here on their attack and really kind of snowball off of that. Round number 17, that was a must-win round for PACT to try and stay alive in this one. That lifeline, that win condition, it's been granted. Now LDLC going for a bit of a force here with the pistols. If they can't make it happen, then they'll be down to an eco in the next. But a lot of early damage dealt from these nades. This is a really good start from them.
You're absolutely right. And for LDLC, with a kind of shaky force buy, there's a few deagles. There's the odd bit of utility to make their lives a bit easier. But the reality is they are heavily outgunned here. And for PACT, they might try and punish this with what will be, again, straight execution towards this B site. Nades go out to try and do the odd bit of damage just to make their lives easier. But for Hadji, he'll aggress towards lower, so he knows full well that this is going to be a hit towards B. But Maka, on a very quick flank now, might be able to do a fair bit of damage. Ready for the initial member, but he misses his shot. Lunatic punishes, but Hadji's there to clean up the mess and finish the job. He deploys smoke of his own. No one peeks behind the back of it now, and this almost forces PACT forward towards this B site into the awaiting stack. Players are spotted out trying to aggress even further forward though, and as Chaos just backs away, he waits to see where the true attack comes from. Now for PACT, it looks like they might just go quiet, put LDLC to bed before they then commit to this attack. And for Chaos now, he's just going to bait for 6. PACT, 35 seconds left. They now have to hit this B site, and they've got to do so quickly with only a bit of a strained left of utility. Here's Maniz pushing forward. Molly committed early on. Push goes down. Here comes that follow-up utility just to try and keep them at arm's length. And for Maniz, he's going to try and find this initial member. There's actually good for 1, traded out by Chaos, who continues to ring out shots. There's no way they expect Sixer here now. 1 versus 2 for Sixer, but he's got the element of surprise. That bomb's going to go down pretty quickly, and he spots out the planter. Oh no! Sixer, here's the initial man. He hasn't been able to recover yet. 8 seconds left, and it's just 1 shot away. Can't finish the job, and that was messy on either side's behalf, but eventually PACT are able to make it 6, and I'll tell you what, for LDLC, that almost looked very winnable.
That was a round full of whiffs, and Sixer, we didn't get to quite see it there, but I do feel sorry for him. The bomb planter, his head was there, and then as he actually kind of planted the bomb, it moved a little bit. That's really what screwed over Sixer there. That was unfortunate. That was LDLC's round for the taking. They played that incredibly well. Getting that flank in place, that should have merited them the opening kill, the early damage that they dealt, the stack on the B site. They should have done better there. They should have been able to finish that one off. And, well, by the skin on their teeth, PACT stay alive. Now as they press on to this A-bomb site, they're against just an eco here. They're looking to have a clean round. They should be able to.
Yeah, complete shutdown. It's all down to Maka, last man left standing. And in this 1 versus 5, what could he hope to do? I think it's just a matter of dying here, Josh.
Yeah, it's a matter of dying or just seeing how much damage you can do. There's 3 members with AKs. If he can snatch them away, that would be massive. But just with a USP, no Kevlar, I can't imagine that he'll be able to. It's actually been spammed out through the wall there as well. As soon as he peeks this, it'll be spotted. Does do a little bit of damage onto Lunatic. In fact, only 3 points of it, though. As he swaps out to the P250, as this bomb explodes, you'll see him charge out, see if he can take anybody down with it, and it's not going to happen. Will be the 8th round here for PACT. In fact, the 7th round here for PACT. Sorry, jumped the gun a little bit there. As they do start to close up this scoreline. Remember, this was an 11-4 half. Now, there's only 4 rounds in it. And this is quite an important round for LDLC to win. If they lose it, they'll be on an eco in the next. And PACT will be able to make this 9. And then it's anyone's game for the taking.
You're absolutely right, and for the time being, LDLC, the CT rounds, they've done, a fair bit of damage. I guess it's meant that their momentum is completely destroyed, but the fact is, PACT are really looking to just snarl out onto this LDLC side, and as they go for this initial boost, they're going to look for a man advantage, and for LDLC, luckily for the time being, they're not giving them one. Nade goes down towards ramp to try and get the initial player's damage. Of course, hasn't done so just yet, though, when for LDLC, this timing means that they are going to still be clueless as to where PACT's default lies, and more importantly, where this bomb is angling to go.
A lot of utility deployed here early for LDLC. What that means is that there's not too much left for them to deploy on the actual execution, especially in the hands of Lambert and Maka. Need to be careful to conserve it. There's still a minute left on this clock. And as we see PACT start to reaggress, we see that Molly go down, forcing anybody back that's close from Ivy. Are we going to see a triple man boost, though? This could be huge.
Let's see if the timing works out for it. Hadji boosts up, spots the initial members, gets one, drops down in the nick of time as well, and it works perfectly. We see some nades go down, though, just to try and make up for it, and that's a fair bit of damage onto Hadji, though. Flashes will go out in kind, but LDLC, they've already backed away. Man advantage now, 35 seconds left. PACT have got to move, and pretty quick if they want to get to this site, and well, for LDLC, this is their chance to try and punish this execution. Flashes go down. We've still got Maka on the angle, and as Lunatic finds the initial equalizer, the bomb trying to get planted. Maka misses his shots, though, and with that, We've now got a few slapped on this round. 35 seconds before it goes off. LDLC, this retake needs to get underway, but with limited utility, Chaos needs to chuck his to really kickstart this. Macca jumps up, spots the member, gets the kill. Now there's that advantage established. Darko tries to make up for the hole in the defense, with Sobol going for the close angle. Chaos good for another. Sobol playing for the element of surprise here, as he shifts to the other side of this smoke, just waiting for players to dig into it. Spots out the first double down as well. Tries to get another through the smoke before Hadji trades out, with only 9 seconds left. Macca, that kill not coming through, allows Manice to finish the job. A beautiful 1 versus 2 of the PACT. That's 8, and more importantly, that's their ticket straight back into this game.
Wow, these rounds have been so incredibly close, but LDLC have been losing them. 4 versus 2 this was, and this is where it all started to fall apart. Not clearing Sobol on that close angle. And then Manice, he had a really easy job there. Just stay alive, deny the plant. Doesn't even need to go down with his ship as the round ends before it explodes. Minute 45 on this clock, and whilst everybody's got weapons to work with, Sobol is down to that Mac 10, but it's out of choice, not out of necessity. They're against an eco, and he's looking to try and get some kills with it, try and farm some cash. Going into round number 20. It's going to be the 21st that's incredibly important here for LDLC. I can't believe, I was talking to someone yesterday. I was playing a few pugs, and I was playing on Vertigo. I can't believe, you know that like really bizarre angle in the elevator that you can jump down on?
Yep.
I don't understand how that's not been fixed. That's been a thing on Vertigo since like, well, like since like older iterations of the map. There's been like a little pixel walk there. And I don't understand how that's not been fixed. And we kind of came to the conclusion that just Valve just don't want to fix it because it's such an easy thing to just fix. That by the fact
really plays it, do they?
I suppose not. I mean, maybe it's like a position to save. I suppose you're like safe from the bomb sites. It's just really bizarre. It's like a really, really bizarre position that there's been so many opportunities for them to fix, and they just haven't. So maybe they just want it there. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just like. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Normally when a map gets like a rehaul, they'll always change those things. But in the meantime, PACT have just been ecoed. I don't know how that's just happened.
Yeah, we do like filler segments in these. You talk about your experiences of matchmaking. And we expect it to be a clean-up, but no, LDLC just win the round. Fair enough. That's an eco now, when LDLC's first round on their CP side happens to be just a full eco. PACT, they're shut down by it pretty significantly. And it's 12 to 8 now. I wouldn't be surprised if PACT take a timeout just to try and figure out what the hell just happened. They don't. Instead, they push their way forward into what'll be PACT's chance to really buy down to 0 here. And facing the prospect of a reset, LDLC are going to be more than happy to try and punish this. Early aggression towards mid means that 6 is good for 1. Doubles down as well. The smokes eventually go down, but the damage has already been inflicted. With Lambert on the close angle, he's going to make sure that no one's even able to consider shifting towards the other side of these sandbags. The bomb rolls out from that smoke. Manice, the last man left standing. 1 versus 5, and well, LDLC, only 1 person takes damage that round. It's a very convincing 13th, and for PACT, they've got to move straight to an eco.
Well, that force buy there from PACT, despite the fact that they've had a nice little comeback here on their T side, having so many casualties in actually several of the rounds. I think there was 2 that come to mind where it was a very, very close 1v1. Means that their force buy really wasn't great. They were down to a few pistols, couple of rifles. They got completely shut down. Sixer right now, he's feeling warm. And that means that PACT should be terrified because he is just a monster when he's firing on all cylinders. Especially in that eco round. As soon as he got that kill with the USP swapped out to that AK, that was it. The triple kill was there. Suonko getting tagged down to low HP early. Sobol being killed. LDLC looking to try and have a clean round here. Build up that bank further and push themselves onto 14.
That they attempt to do, and for the time being, we're going to wait to see where this initial kind of attack comes from for PACT. You know, with these Deagles, it will just be a matter of just trying to potentially catch out 1 or 2 members, maybe even save a gun if they can get Macca, perfect. But the reality is this should just be a quick dispatchment, give LDLC 14, and then go to your full buy and win from there. However, they're still playing it slow, they're taking their time, and just wait and see what LDLC hope to do.
Well, They're wasting a lot of time here. 45 seconds on this clock, trying to run down this clock, trying to keep LDLC guessing, hope that they get aggressive, but they do a little bit. Lambert creeps around from Ivy, he's able to find that first, but he doesn't stick around. Falls back, allows his teammates to do the rest, and actually, he does manage to find Maniz on that re-aggression. A clean round there from LDLC. They don't take any casualties whatsoever. We go into what will be the 23rd with a 14-8 scoreline and a chance for LDLC to just close here. If they win this round, they'll be on to map point, and PACT won't have any money to try and bite back. So this is probably their best chance to finish this one off. If they lose it, PACT, there's an opportunity for them to come back into this, but they will have to do so against multiple buy rounds, as LDLC have got the money, and Maka, he's just found that opening shot. Nice bit of aggression there.
Yeah, so right, it's a perfect kind of position for LDLC to be in. That initial kill puts MADDOG in PACT even into quite a tough spot now. Darko trying to trade with the spam. Haji, sure, he's tickled for a little bit of damage. He's able to survive. He'll deploy some util of his own just to try and want to damage PACT down further. And Haji, it looks like he might even be flashed forward here with Lambert there to assist him. The bait set up from both the members. And they get ready for this initial attack. There's a push forward. There's that flash, and the first member deployed out towards sandbags. But as soon as it gets 2 quick kills, 6 to trade. But I tell you what, Josh, I feel like that was way too ambitious for LDLC there. Luckily, Sixer and Maka are there to recover. And into this 3-on-2 now. Lunatic and Darko, both members still ready and angling to get towards this ace site. But in doing so, they've got to find these aim duels, and they've got to win them pretty quickly, considering they still need to pick up that bomb and commit to wherever they dare chair.
Really comes down to Darko here to be that pincer from the left-hand side, and as he finds the headshot onto Sixer, Maka needs to take a step back. Knows he needs a new angle because holding that sight is a dangerous game, and as he spots out Lunatic, he actually connects the shot, but it's not the lethal blow he's looking for. Kios, he's good for that first. Now needs to spot out the second, the nade's perfect, lights him up, and Kios can finish off the job. 15-8 LDLC, they might be able to close.
This is a new one. LOOT.BET. I'll tell you what, the production from LOOT.BET's been pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it always is. I mean, we don't get to see the like raw end of it. Obviously, that's over on the mainstream, but the clean feed, it's always looking really good. I think over on the mainstream, I'm not sure if they do at the moment with COVID and whatnot, but they always used to have like a live studio broadcast.
Did they?
Yep.
I don't know. Are they UCC in Russia? They are, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're at their offices in Russia, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go to the UCC offices. That would be great. Well, for the time being, Maniz takes a bit of damage as he's forced back for now. When as bodies continue to go down, it's going to be a bit of damage done to Maniz. Was it heard by Lambert? Well, doesn't matter. He spots back, kills them anyway, and so follow-up push goes down. A bit of damage here or there, in which Lunatic, sure, he's good for 1, but for the time being, LDLC equal pegging in this 4-on-4. Allow Sixer to finish the job onto 1 member. Can he finish the job onto the remainder? Yes, he can. It's all on Sawonko, 1 versus 4. And tell you what, Josh, I think this is all she wrote for Vertigo, to say the least. Unless Sawonko gives us a formidable performance on just 12 HP. Maka was able to do it against 3 on just 5, but he had a very, very different position. He had a bomb plant to save it or favour him. And for Chaos, he's on a bit of an off angle there. Quick kill, quick execution, just like that. 16-8.
Well, one of the more one-sided maps we see so far. Very, very nice start there from LDLC. We're going to go to a quick break, folks, and when we return, we're going to see if they can take it in 2 or whether PACT to be able to bring it back in their second map. We'll be back very, very shortly, so don't go anywhere.
I'm going to further that quickly as well, which is we're going to quickly restart the stream as well, just so we can up the quality a bit for you guys. If it goes down, don't panic. It's alright, we're under control. It'll literally just be a couple of seconds, so don't go anywhere.